Thank you, Sam. We'll start off, and I'll pretty much just go in order as the questions or the hands are raised. So, Dina, go ahead. You get the first one.
Hey, Sam. Thanks for joining us today. My question is about recruiting. I just want your thoughts on what Coach Brown and the staff have done, especially with the in-state recruiting. What's your thoughts on keeping the best in North Carolina in North Carolina?
Yeah, I think that's
Sam, before you dive into that, let me just reiterate that Sam can't speak about anybody in particular.
I understand that.
Yeah, when Coach Brown first came here, he made it a goal that he wanted to establish dominance in the state as far as recruiting goes. And our coaching staff works so hard recruiting, and they've done a really good job. I think for us to have a really good program, we need to get the best kids in the state. There's some really good players in the state of North Carolina. Just to establish that type of dominance in recruiting has been really good for us, and it'll keep going in the future.
All right, we're going to Andrew Jones here.
Hey, Sam, I appreciate your time very much, and I hope that you and your family are well as well. My question is about Coach Longo said the other day that you guys are in constant communication, and among the things that you've discussed, there's a film that they made of the mistakes you made last season, from the small ones to the big ones. How has that communication process been for you during the shutdown? And as far as fixing some of those things, how much can you actually fix during the shutdown when there's so many limitations?
Me and Coach Longo, we have a meeting probably every single day. Like you said, with the cut up of the mistakes from last season, it's all mental. And during this time, that's something I can really focus on. Just being in the house so much, I can really just sit down and focus on every single mistake that I made last season and just try to figure out what I did wrong. I know what I did wrong now at this point, and I know what I need to do to fix it. So mainly it's all mental. That's kind of something that I've really been trying to get better at during this time, and just make sure I'm mentally 100% where I need.
Andrew, anything to follow up with?
How much physical work are you able to do right now?
I'm throwing outside twice a week. I have a quarterback trainer, so me and him get together in a small group, and we get together twice a week, and I throw a really good amount. I meet up with Diami sometimes, just me and him. We throw some routes, just with him being so close here in Charlotte. So I'm definitely making sure I'm getting the throws I need to get in.
Trying to find Luke DeCock.
All right, you got me. Sam, one of the other things that Phil said on Monday was that you guys were watching a lot of NFL defensive film and kind of running your offense against it, mentally speaking. What's that been like for you, and kind of what have you learned doing that?
Yeah, it's been a little different. I haven't really studied a whole lot of NFL film myself on the defense side of the ball, so it's definitely something that's been very good for me as far as my development. My final goal is to end up playing in the NFL one day. So Coach Longo's going to do everything he can in his power to help me get there. So it's just been really good as far as just helping my understanding defenses. In the NFL, they do a lot of different stuff, a lot more complex than what they do in college. So he's just trying to get me prepared for all that.
Anything to follow up with, Luke?
Yeah, and just kind of, is there anything specific that you've learned kind of doing those exercises that you can apply, to what you're doing now?
Honestly, I would say the main thing I learned is just like how much they change stuff from snap to snap in the NFL. It's not always the same thing. In college, you'll see a lot of repetitive coverages, things like that. Teams usually stick to what they do. In the NFL, teams do everything. Teams run all different types of coverage. They have every single coverage in their playbook. So it's just the speed of the game is a lot different up there in the NFL, and just it's a lot more complex from the defensive side.
Bill Bender from the Sporting News. Go ahead.
Hey, Sam, excuse my hair. I need a haircut. But, for you, with this shutdown and the prospect of not being maybe on campus till July, how much of a concern is it knowing you can only do so much mental and you can't work with your receivers and get the timing stuff down that you guys would need to get down to play.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different for us. I definitely wish I was with my team working right now, but we have a really good group of guys, and I know that everyone's going to do whatever it takes for us to be successful when it comes time to the fall. So I'm really not worried about everyone being behind when we get back to school, because I know that my guys are going to do whatever it takes to get themselves prepared.
Go ahead, Bill.
And then a quick follow-up, and it kind of builds off that NFL. For you, as you continue your development to get towards the league, does the prospect of maybe losing a year of not playing, I mean, how devastating would that be for a quarterback like yourself who will probably get talked about pretty highly here in a few seasons?
Yeah, you're talking about if we don't play this season? Yeah, I'm just trying to stay positive. I'm just going to prepare. That's not in my control. All I can control is how I prepare and just how I get myself ready to play if we do play this fall. So I'm just trying to focus on myself and make sure I'm doing everything I can to be prepared if we do have a season.
Dennis Dodd, Sports, you're up.
Hey, Sam, two quick ones. Who's your throwing coach and how long have you been with him?
Yeah, I started with Anthony Boone. He played at Duke a couple years back.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been throwing with him since my freshman year of high school.
Okay. And I assume you're just getting out on a field somewhere and getting to work in.
Yeah, we do a lot of stuff, a lot of mobility stuff, a lot of different types of stuff. He does a really, really good job of making sure he's tuning up all parts of my game, whether it's my feet, whether it's my eyes, all different types of game.
And also, there was a time not too long ago, you don't remember this, where guys didn't really assemble at all in the off season. They came to fall camp and did conditioning drills to get ready. What you as college football are going through, could that be some sort of template for college football not being an 11 or 12 month a year sport?
I personally don't think so. I like the way that we do it now. I think the guys that are playing college football love the game. They really want to do it every single day. So I don't see it changing in the near future.
Okay, thanks.
Greg Barnes, you're up.
Sam, along the lines of talking about Anthony, one thing we talked about a lot last year was how you were kind of restricted in your ability to run just because of the injury situation. Anthony, I know, ran for close to 1,000 yards, a bunch of touchdowns in his Duke career. Has he helped you with that dynamic and making sure you're athletically in the shape you need to be in for running? I know Hess does a lot of that, but in terms of the thinking component of
It cut out for a minute. Can you repeat just the last part? Sorry.
Greg, can you hear us? You cut out there a little bit at the end. Greg, see if you can get your audio fixed and we'll come back to you. Jonathan Alexander, go ahead.
Hey, got my audio? Okay, cool. Hey, Sam, two questions for you. I think we spoke to Mac Brown a couple weeks ago. He mentioned that you were one of the players leading player-led practices. What all have players been doing together? And then I'll ask the second question after you answer the first.
Yeah, we get on Zoom with Coach Hess. And, he goes through our workout plan, and we're not allowed to work out on Zoom. The NCAA is not allowing that, so we can get on there and we can watch Coach Hess. He demos all the workouts, so all our guys get on there and we see the demo and then we do our workout. But yeah, I'm just in constant communication with the guys, making sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing, and our guys have responded really, really well during this hard time. So I'm definitely excited about where we're going.
And then my second question is, a lot of, with what's been happening, a lot of guys, specifically the guys who come in early January and get that work in, aren't able to come in early. How was that beneficial to you last year, being able to enroll early?
Yeah, it definitely was a big part of my success last fall, was coming early and getting that whole semester under your belt. Not only from the football side, just from getting adjusted to the college life. But definitely just going through those 15 practices in spring ball was really big for me. I'm disappointed we didn't get to see what those new guys could do, but I know they'll be ready to go when it comes time to the fall.
Thank you.
Greg, coming back to you. Can we hear you?
Yeah, can you hear me now? I'm sorry.
No, all good.
Sam was just asking about with Anthony Boone, threw for a lot of yards at Duke, but he also ran for a lot of yards. I know the running game is a bigger part for you moving forward. You couldn't do it last year because of injuries. Has he helped you kind of with the mindset of when to scramble, how to scramble, and how do you expect that to help your progress in the years to come?
Yeah, I mean, he's done a little bit, but honestly, mostly that aspect of my game is just I need to work on my mobility. And, you know, all that's kind of with Coach S. You know, he has a lot of different things that I can do to help me with that. Different type of stretches, different type of movements. But I mean, I'm just trying to work at that every single day because I think that's definitely an aspect of my game that can take my game to the next level. But yeah, Anthony Boone does help me as far as like on the mental side of when to do this, when to do that.
Anything further, Greg?
No, that's got it. Thank you.
All right, Greg, where are you?
Sam, you mentioned working out with Diami occasionally. I was just curious, how helpful is it for you knowing that you have him back, Daz back, Bo, even Antoine Green? I mean, you have your entire receiving core coming back, and then you have additions like Josh Downs. How helpful is that for you, considering what we're all going through right now?
Yeah, it's definitely kind of like a sign of relief, just knowing to have 10 starters back on offense. So, I mean, it's definitely you definitely don't want to be going through this time not knowing who's going to play where. So, I mean, it's definitely good that we're having everybody back and we can just build on what we did last year. You know, during this time, there's not really a whole lot of learning that needs to be done. It's more just making sure everyone's getting their body prepared and just make sure we're ready to go full speed when it comes time to fall.
Go ahead, Gregory.
And then what, I guess, are you expecting out of them in year two with your receiving core?
You know, I expect a lot. They're all really, really good players. So I expect them all to just make their game 1% better and make sure they try to get to the next level of each of their games. You know, they're all really good players. They're all really different receivers. So they all have different little things that they can work on. But I know they're working as hard as they can. You know, Coach Galloway does a really good job with those guys of letting them know what they need to work on and they get it done. So I'm definitely excited for those guys. It'll be a really, really big year for them.
Charlie and Mark, you guys are up.
I've got a question actually for both of you, kind of one for you too, Jeremy. Sam, do you have the mindset that you are a legitimate Heisman Trophy candidate potentially this year? And Jeremy, is that a campaign that you guys are already starting to craft if the season comes through?
When it comes to me, I mean, it's always been a goal of mine to win the Heisman Trophy, but really I'm just worried about my team. And I know that if I do what I'm supposed to do, my team has a really good season for me. But really, I'm just trying to go out there and give my team everything I can and make sure we're winning games. I think in my opinion, it's selfish of me to just go into the season with one goal to win the Heisman Trophy. So I'm just focused on trying to make sure I'm doing everything I can to help my team win games.
I don't do interviews, Mark. No, seriously. For us, the philosophy's always been to undersell and let the players kind of handle their business. So we do things like this. We'll keep people informed both locally and around the country of the accolades that a particular player is reaching. We find that universities and institutions pushing a narrative about a player tend to set that player up to have to meet a certain expectation and oftentimes can be detrimental. We allow a season to play out and utilize the facts of what's occurring to determine it. And you guys have heard Sam say before, all he cares about is winning. So it's my job to let him go play. And then if he plays like he did last year with the numbers that he put up and we win a bunch of ball games, I'll be in contact with everybody around the country and our program will do that and support our guys for any of the awards that they may be candidates for. That's always been our philosophy. We're not big on the overall campaigns that you may have seen around the country. We kind of use more of a grassroots approach and allow folks in the media or voters to be the ones talking about the players, and we provide the information necessary. Good.
Uh,
JB, where you at? There we are. Fiddling,
Mike.
yeah, there you go. Go ahead, JB.
All right. Hey, Sam, thanks so much for taking out time for us, man. We really appreciate this. Hope you and the family are staying safe. In regards to what's going on right now with this COVID-19, how will you apply this experience and the adversity that you're going through right now individually with your own family? How will you apply that when you do get back on the field, whether it be this fall or 2021?
Yeah, definitely what we're going through is different for all of us. It's been hard, just going away from what was normal. We all want to be back together, working out together. But I think the main thing for us is just making sure we're taking advantage of the time that we have right now. We can't look at it on the negative side. We just got to make sure we keep working because, at the end of the day, we have a season to play in fall. That's the mindset we have. We just got to control what we can control and make sure that we're doing everything we can to be prepared when the time comes.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Fleet, go ahead.
Hey, Sam. Thanks for making time. A little more lighthearted in regards to last week's April Fool's post about the Carolina blue turf. Mac Brown said that there was kind of an interesting reaction amongst the players. Some people really liked it, some didn't. What were your thoughts on that? The thought on playing on Carolina blue turf? That he said he might look into it in the future.
Me personally, I wasn't really a big fan of it. I'm more of a kind of traditional guy. I like the green field, just has that different type of feeling, But yeah, I mean, it was definitely a cool aspect. I wouldn't be mad if they got that in the near future, but I personally prefer having a green field.
Andrew, how'd you sneak back in there in front of all these people?
So what now?
How'd you sneak back in front of all these people?
I don't know. I raised my hand. If you want to go to some other people right now, come back to me later. That's fine.
Nah, go ahead. I'm just going in order. We'll get there.
Well, I had a follow-up question to what Dean asked about recruiting for Sam. Mac has often said he wants to make Carolina the cool place to be. Now that Sam has been in the program for more than a year and he's seen a lot of kids come in, what elements of the cool place to be do you think appeal to the recruits the most?
To recruits, they care about every recruit kind of cares about different types of things. Some of them really care about the facility. Some of them really just care about the game day atmosphere, just things like that. That Coach Brown's done a really good job making sure he's tuned up every single part of our program, whether it's the family atmosphere we have inside the building, whether it's all the brand new facilities, like they just finished one the other day. The game day atmosphere has been unbelievable too. So when kids come to the games, they just fall in love with the fans, the atmosphere that we have. Everyone dreams of playing in a big college atmosphere, and we've developed one in North Carolina right now. So we just got to make sure we're staying on top of every single part of our program, because a lot of things that recruits tend to do is just like if they see one bad thing about a school, then their school's out. So Coach Brown's done a really good job making sure that every single aspect of our program has been top notch.
Ross Martin, go ahead.
Hey, Sam, my question is a little bit similar to Mark's on the kind of the Heisman thing, but more so, the hype around the season for the team, our top 25 in a lot of preseason rankings. I mean, do you see that stuff? Is it cool to see? Is it good to see? And how you kind of, handling expectations with a lot more attention on UNC football heading into 2020?
Yeah, it's definitely cool to see. We definitely have a lot of excitement around our program right now, but we just got to make sure we're looking at it the right way. We constantly tell our guys, man, just because it's supposed to happen does not mean it's going to happen. We still have to put in the work every single day, and we still actually have to do it. Just so we're supposed to win, 10 games, it doesn't mean we're just going to go out there and win 10 games. So we just got to make sure we're looking at the positive side and not trying to get overconfident going into the season, because we know that we still have a lot of work to do to get where we want to be.
Tina, go ahead.
Sam, I was going to ask you about, last year with the injury problems with Jace. Are you looking forward to possibly opening up the playbook a little bit more with Coach Longo in the running game?
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely something that's exciting to me. I ran the ball a lot in high school. And I enjoy running the ball. I think it's an aspect this aspect of my game where I can help this team a little more. So I'm definitely excited. Right now we have great depth in our quarterback room. Sorry. But, even Jacoby has come along really well. He's a very smart kid and he's very talented. So I'm definitely glad to have Jason and Jacoby in our room. We have a lot of depth and we have one of the best quarterback rooms in the country right now.
Grace Rayner, go ahead.
Hey, Sam. Speaking of your mobility, kind of piggybacking off of that, I'm just curious what else is towards the top of your own personal off-season to-do list?
Oh, yeah. Other than mobility was kind of the main thing that I had circled coming into the offseason, but just trying to sharpen up mentally. There's still so much better. I can get so much better mentally. I'm just trying to watch as much film as I can and just making sure I'm as sharp as possible. But there's still so much more I can learn about defenses, even my own game. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm as good as I can be when it comes season time.
Anything else, Grace?
I'm good. Thank you.
Going back to Charlie and Mark.
What would you say, Sam, you miss most about not being around your teammates right now?
Just being around them, like you said, just being around them. I have a lot of really good relationships with my teammates. I see them as brothers, so I just miss being around them every single day. I miss seeing all their faces every single day. Just the times we spend in the locker room working out together. We just have a really good time doing what we do. So I definitely miss it. I wake up and I miss it every single day.
Mark?
I was going to ask one more related to Anthony Boone again. He was obviously coached up by David Cutcliffe. So are you indirectly getting quarterback coaching from David Cutcliffe, an arch rival coach?
I wouldn't go that far, but that's an interesting way to look at it. But nah, I mean, Anthony does a really, really good job. He's definitely credit to Coach Cutcliffe and all those guys that he's had. They've done a really, really good job with Anthony. And he's a really good job. He does a really good job with me and with all the kids that he trains. So he's definitely going to have a long career doing what he does as far as training quarterbacks goes. So I'm definitely very lucky to have him here.
Gregory Hall?
Sam, I'm just curious, with big non-conference opponents early, UCF and Auburn, how much are you looking at their defenses? I know typically that wouldn't probably come in until fall camp as you kind of install the offense right now. But with what's going on, I'm just curious how much you're looking at their film.
I'm definitely looking at UCF and Auburn right now. I have all the cut-ups for those first two games. I've definitely put some time into it.
Anything more, Gregory?
No, that's all.
Where are you at, Aaron? Aaron Beard, go ahead.
Hey, Sam, you mentioned the workouts you guys are doing and trying to make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do to be prepared. I'm curious how nutrition and eating right kind of comes into that equation too, because it's not the same as being on campus and eating at the training table and with the nutritionist right there. How much do you guys talk about that, and is it difficult or trickier to kind of stick to what you should be doing when you're not on campus?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a challenge. We're just used to going in there every single day and having all the nutritionists there telling us what to eat and telling us what not to eat and whatnot. So it's definitely a challenge for all of us. We're in constant communication with our nutritionist. Kelsey, our nutritionist, and her staff do a really good job making sure we need everything that we need and just trying to make sure we all have a plan and we all know what our plan is, whether that's to gain weight, lose weight. So it's definitely a challenge because we don't really have like someone telling us every single day what we're supposed to eat. But, I think our guys are kind of we spend a lot of time talking about how important nutrition is to our body and how much it can affect us on the field. So I think our guys have really taken that into account and they're really trying to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing in that aspect.
Anything further, Aaron?
Yeah, just to follow up for you personally, is it more difficult in terms of, I don't know, going to the grocery store, things being out at the stores, or, it takes more effort to prepare something the way it would have been done on campus the right way, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different, but this might sound kind of crazy, but I kind of enjoy it a little bit. Just going to the grocery store shopping because it kind of makes me feel grown up. But yeah, I'm kind of enjoying it. You know, I've a little bit of time on my hands, so I enjoy going to the grocery store shopping and trying to get everything I need. But
You good, Aaron?
Good.
Back to Bill Bender.
Hear me?
Yep.
I'm good. I'm off mute. Oh, sorry. I'm a novice at this, Jeremy. So
You're a novice at most things, Bill.
thank you, Sam. Like most of us, I mean, we think we're going to watch the NFL draft. How much are you going to pay attention to that? And you know, there are a lot of quarterbacks going in the first round. How much have you studied a Joe Burrow or a Tua? Some of those guys that will probably go in the top 10.
yeah, so I studied Joe Burrow and Tua a lot actually. Right when our season ended, first thing I did was make sure that I was sent all the LSU games from last season. Just because Joe Burrow did a really, really good job. And he was just so efficient. So I just want to make – I've probably watched every single one of his games probably 3 times since the season's been over. So he's definitely a really, really good player. And back to your NFL draft question, I definitely pay close attention to it just because that's my goal to be there one day. And I've watched every single NFL draft as far as I can remember. So I'll definitely no matter – I don't really know the form that's going to be in this year. But I'm definitely going to be tuned in, whatever it is.
Anything further, Bill?
Yeah, with Burrow in particular, a guy that, you know, he has a skill set, you know, not all that different than yours, I'd say. He's a pretty mobile quarterback as well. You know, when you watch those games with him, aside from the efficiency, what's something that you could bring into your game that he has shown? And let's be honest, he'll probably be the number 1 pick anyway.
Yeah, I think what he does a really good job of is just staying calm in the pocket. You know, nothing really rattles him. Whether he's forced to escape on his feet, he's always just calm, and he's always looking downfield trying to extend the play. He just does a really good job of delivering the football to his guys, and he just does it in a very efficient way. And the main thing with him is he doesn't make mistakes. He's not going to put his team in a bad position. He doesn't turn the ball over really. So just trying to be as efficient and just trying to make sure that I try to stay as calm as possible back there in the pocket.
Thank you.
Ross Martin, go ahead.
Yeah, Sam, you know, you were a freshman last year, and Brian has said that you've become more of a leader in the workouts this season. What steps are you taking to be more of a leader? And does it come naturally, or is it something you have to kind of make an intention to be more of a leader this year heading to 2020?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think part of it comes naturally, but another part of it is me just having to put more of an emphasis on leadership. And I think I'm in a position now where a lot of guys on the team are looking to me. So, I mean, right now during this time, as far as leadership goes, honestly, the main thing is just communication. Making sure I'm communicating with the guys and make sure everyone's staying on top of their stuff, and they've done a really, really good job of that. So I'm definitely blessed to have the guys that I have because they're doing a really, really good job with handling their stuff right now.
Go ahead, Ross.
Yeah, and kind of along those lines, what can you tell us about Jacoby Criswell and what kind of steps you've taken working with him? Because you were with him for about 3 months before things shut down with off-season conditioning and whatnot.
Yeah, Kobe's a really, really good player. I know we threw some player-led stuff in the spring, and he's done a really, really good job. You know, he's definitely eager to learn about the playbook. He's eager to learn about defenses, all that type of stuff. So, yeah, he's always wanting to learn. He's always asking questions. So, I'm really excited about where he's going to be.
All right, gang. I don't see any more questions. I think that was pretty thorough from Sam. If there's anybody else that wants something, feel free to raise your hand. But if not, we'll let Sam go. I'm sure he's got shopping to do or something.
Yeah, I'll figure out something to do.
All righty. Well, appreciate you all being here, and we'll look forward to seeing you with Coach Bateman on Monday. Still time to be determined, but we're looking at Coach Bateman on Monday at some point.
All right, thanks, Jeremy.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thanks, guys.
It's a shame Dennis cut that show off early. Jeez.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Sam said that they can't be on Zoom workouts. Is that a new thing with something, or what's going on there?
Yeah, they changed it.
Okay.
So I can't say exactly when, but it was sometime last week. initially we were given permission to do it the way we were doing it, and then they changed it. So now he can be on video showing them the workout, but he can't watch them doing it. They have to turn their video off or do it on their own.
They just do it on their own after our demonstration.
Yeah, before you could take them through it.
Yeah.
Now it's demonstration, and certainly he can provide them with the workouts in the same fashion he was doing it. But he can provide demonstration, but he is not allowed to watch them or supervise them doing it.
Okay, thank you.
And to be fair, Ross, that may change again.
Yeah.
So everything's a little bit fluid right now when it comes to some of these things. I don't think there was something in the rule book for Zoom workouts during a pandemic.
That's right.
To be fair, everybody I think is just working through it.
Cool. Thanks.
Anything else you guys need?
That's about it.
Thank
You'll send us the email for the intel on the Bateman availability and all that?
Yep. No, I
Okay.
figure you just have to figure it out, JB. I like to communicate.
That's the only thing you're asking. If there's anything else, that's all I can think of.
Nope, yeah, I got to get with him and find out what time works best for him that day. That's one challenging thing here is I have no idea what they're doing all day and what their meetings are scheduled and whatnot. But we'll figure it out, and I'll let y'all know.